Where the hood, where the hood, where the hood at? Had an N-word in the cut, where the wood at? Oh, them N-words acting up, where the wolves at? You better bust that if you go on pull that.
Da-da-da! What it do? What's happening? You're back with your girl, Vice, on another episode of What's Good in the Hood. Today we have my girl, Jody Arias. Producer, what's her name?
Jody Arias.
That girl with her case and what she do, and we just gonna look at the hood right now.
On June 4th, 2008, Travis Alexander was murdered in his own home after his friends had discovered his body 4 days after. Police were baffled at this newfound discovery, but there was only one person that could link to the crime, being his girlfriend, Jody Arias. Jody Arias was Travis Alexander's long-term girlfriend, but recently had some issues in their relationship, as Travis would note that Jody Arias was becoming manipulative and abusive of him. Let's look into the interviews of each individual character.
Jody, I don't know how you about to get yourself out of this one, girl, but let's hear it.
So, how was yours and Travis's relationship prior to the murder?
Me and Travis Alexander actually met at a business event in Las Vegas. Things heated up pretty quickly between us. In just a week, we were already having sexual relations between each other. He actually lived 5 hours away from me, but despite the long distance relationship, we talked every day and he became my best friend. Like, we were so close. He actually influenced me so much that I converted into Mormonism, and our relationship, as I said before, was very sexual. At times I felt like a prostitute, where I was being like used. Closer to the end of our relationship, he actually abused me, physically and emotionally.
Oh, it's okay, it's okay.
Thank you. He would actually hit me, kick me, throw me against the floor, and he would call me names, belittle me, making me feel stupid. But I love him so much. I miss him so much.
Oh, it's okay.
Can we cut it?
Alright, back from the dead, you know, Mr. Cheetah Man himself, Mr. I Want Beat On Women's, Travis Alexander, whatever.
So, Travis, tell us about yourself.
Yes, well, my name is Travis Alexander. I'm a 30-year-old man. I grew up with my 7 siblings and my very Mormon grandmother. She converted most of us to be Mormon as well. We didn't live with our parents because they were heavy drug users. They emotionally abused us quite a bit. Coming back to present day is roughly around February of 2007. I met Jody Arias in Las Vegas during a business event. We had an on and off relationship with Jody for about a year and a half. It was very hard to keep the relationship because of the distance, but in the end it was still very promiscuous. After a while, my friends began to dislike her more and more because of her manipulative behaviors. On June 4th, I invited her over, and unfortunately that night would end with travesty. I would be stabbed 29 times and shot in the face with a .25 caliber handgun, and my throat would be slit to the vertebrae.
So, on that night,
Through state-of-the-art technology, we were able to replicate the scenes of the murder. Now, keep in mind, these scenes are told from Jody Arias' point of view and perspective and are subject to bias and manipulation.
When do I stop?
Just the left break.
Oh my god, that psycho bitch, yo! You see her behind the car? She came like, ooh, ooh. Oh my god, Jody, she killing me today.
Hey, Jody. What are you doing here?
Producer, I need a new box of chicken.
Oh.
Thank you. This is getting hella juicy. I mean, if y'all ain't keeping up. Y'all ain't keeping up. She crazy. Look. She done went into the house. She following him. I don't even know what's gonna happen next, but girl, I'm on the edge of my seat. Ooh.
Oh my god, baby. Oh my god.
You stupid bitch! What are you doing?
After the. Did he just put his hands up? Oh my god, I can't. Oh. Girl, we need to replay that scene because did he just put his hands on her? And she run up on a knife. Oh damn. Oh my god. Y'all better get my girl out safe. You heard me, okay? We're gonna hear from the defense counsel and what they done did to get defense and bring to Jody and
I feel like I shouldn't be chewing gum right now.
So, tell me about the defense side of the Jodi Arias case.
So I'm Kirk Nurmi, and I'm the defense attorney at the Maricopa County Public Defender's Office. So I took on the case of Jodi Arias as I believed, and I still do believe, and I know that she's innocent and not guilty of the charge that she's being charged with of first-degree murder. Her relationship with Travis Alexander was very rocky, and it was beginning to get worse in recent months. And he was abusive towards her emotionally, physically, and verbally.
Mm-hmm.
He would also scream at her, he would hit her, he would kick her. This is all from Jodi herself telling me this.
On one occasion, Travis actually shook me and said he's effing sick of me, and then began screaming at me, and then threw me against the foot of his bed, and then taunted me and said, "Don't act like that hurt." But it hurt, like it really did hurt. And then he continued to call me the P word, and he kicked me in my rib, and then I had to block his hand, his next kick with my hand, and it hurt my ring finger on my left hand.
You're useless! Absolutely useless! Oh my god!
My nail! No! Oh my god!
And the day of the incident, she acted in self-defense because they were taking compromising photographs of each other in the bathroom, and Jodi was taking pictures of Alexander at the time, and she dropped the camera, and he became really upset with her, and he was enraged, and he started swearing at her, calling her names, and she was scared for her life due to previous incidences where he acted violently towards her. So she responded how any normal person would in a situation like that where she felt threatened, and she acted in self-defense. And her stories were confusing at first to the police, but it's because she suffered from PTSD and acute stress disorder that actually developed into the PTSD. And her memory from that night was a little foggy and unclear. And I believe that if anything, she should be charged with manslaughter because it was not a premeditated crime, and she wasn't planning on killing Travis that night. It just happened out of self-defense, out of fear, out of the previous things that have happened before.
let me just hear from the prosecutor because my producer, whatever, I want to make some background noise. Bring the prosecutor out here.
Okay, so tell me about the prosecutor side of the Jodi Arias case.
Oh, I, Juan Martinez, was actually assigned to seek the death penalty for Jodi Arias during her trial.
Now, there's a lot of shenanigans in regards to the trial, but at first, she had claimed that ninjas had broken into Travis's house and actually killed him, and then had switched to saying that she had killed him in self-defense. What's interesting about this is that Travis's body had multiple stab wounds, a slit throat, and had a gunshot to the head. Now, prior to the murder, Jody actually rented a car 90 miles away from the murder scene and her own house. And when she got to the rental, she had asked the guy to get not a red car specifically per se, because that stood out, quote unquote. And after she rented this car, it was found that she had 15 gallons of fuel in the back of it when she arrived at Travis Alexander's house. Now, what this is used for is up to debate, but it's known that 15 gallons is just enough fuel to get out of Arizona without stopping at a gas station, which is quite interesting. Now, she also claims that she was never at Travis Alexander's house, but there was photos of her naked in his bed at 1:20 p.m. And then there was photos of Travis Alexander in the shower at 5:24 p.m. It's quite interesting, eh? Now, they had quite a sexually promiscuous relationship, as Travis is even quoted by saying, "I love that butt." If they had an Arse of the Planet award, you would win it. And she's quoted by saying, "Aw, I love that." What's interesting about this is that a lot of the abuse was going on. It was actually contained in their sexual relationship and actually a cause of it. Now, even during the trial, Jodi Arias had actually been communicating with her supporters outside of the trial with such statements as, "Oh, you said the wrong thing. You said the wrong thing to my attorney. Oh, go back, fix it. We have to get this right. We have to get this right." Which implies that she was actually conspiring against the prosecutors and actually trying to form a narrative that would actually be beneficial in her favor. Now, are there any other questions?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so on May 8th, 2013, 7 days before my birthday or whatever, Jody Dunn got convicted of first-degree murder, but the jury could not determine the sentencing, whether they wanted to death penalty or like not. So like they was hung or whatever, but Jody can tell you the rest.
Jody, what's going on?
Oh,
Oh, let's get back to it.
after my first trial, when they tried to put the death penalty on me, that was shut down. And then they charged me with first-degree murder without parole. Like, have mercy. And I've been in here ever since.
And we're back. Girl, thank you for tuning in on today's episode of Jody. Tune in next week on What's Good in the Hood, when we're going to take a look at Ted Bundy's tapes and get the real tea.